Hi, this is Francesco Rulli. I'm the CEO of Querlo. I'm also the Chief Digital Officer of the Opera del Duomo Florence. I'm here today with Colin Mincy, who is the Chief People Officer at Human Rights Watch. Colin, if you can expand a little bit more about your background and your work.
Sure, it's really good to be with you. Really appreciate the invitation and the opportunity to talk. So, as you mentioned, I happen to be the Chief People Officer at Human Rights Watch, and in that capacity, I sit on the executive team and have the awesome responsibility of directing the organization's global HR function, from recruitment and hiring to international compensation and benefits, performance, both staff and management development. And I also have the real privilege of being the executive sponsor of our DEI and stress and resilience responsibilities. So it's a robust job. It's an awesome opportunity and an awesome place to be doing the work. As you probably know, HRW is a global organization, and we report on and advocate we report on human rights abuses and advocate for human rights around the world. And we have some 500 employees in over 40 places around the world who've dedicated their lives and get up every day dedicated and ready to focus on how we protect and safeguard those who don't always have a voice.
Thank you, Colin. Indeed, your organization is very important, vital, and impactful. Now, we are in the midst of the COVID era. Looking at the future, what do you foresee being the challenges, but also the opportunities of what I call the post-COVID era?
Yeah, so we're all in the same place, aren't we? Which means that the difference between knowing the weekday from the weekend is that the weekend, hopefully, for folks has less meetings, and it's an interesting time. And I'm hopeful that there's more certainty and more clarity around what post-COVID means. It's really hard to sort of wrap your arms around what that is without really understanding what the new normal is. But for us at Human Rights Watch, we're all working remotely. We're just now starting to reopen offices around the world based on, where local regulations and where people are placed. So in certain places in Europe and Asia, we're starting to reopen. As you know, those are the places that COVID hit first, and so they're well beyond where we are in New York and other parts of the world. And the reopening of offices doesn't mean that the new normal will change. I suspect that people in organizations and offices around the world will continue to have remote work as a part of their everyday work experience. And I think that the ways that the pandemic has changed our behaviors, how we communicate, how we collaborate, will continue. And the thoughtfulness on how to onboard people in a pandemic, how to resolve conflicts in a pandemic, how to check on people, and have really focused conversations beyond the work to figure out how people are doing and how they're managing stress and how they're navigating and negotiating work life and personal life. I hope those things that have made working different in a pandemic continue, so that we continue to have empathetic leadership and we continue to manage staff and teams through a lens of stress and resilience.
Definitely. Indeed, we have run a research in collaboration with Forbes, and we have seen a strong impact of, let's say, connection between the personal and the business, and how all those tools, they are aimed to support this, let's say, transition, but also probably the new normal.
Yes.
Now, what's your perspective about the best use of artificial intelligence in this new era?
there's so many opportunities and probably a limited time for me to talk through all of them. But, everything we do these days, and you said the word a little bit earlier, is connected and tethered to impact, right? Impact, impact, impact. And, the difference between talking about impact and leading and executing on impact has a lot to do with efficiency and measurement. And artificial intelligence gives you both. And one of the things I'm most excited about AI doing is the role it could play in the talent acquisition process. And we've heard people talk about how talent acquisition is not a science, and it is hard, but there are opportunities that the infusion of AI into talent acquisition strategies can be helpful. For example, when we talk about DEI and we talk about, bringing in people from different walks of life, different ethnic backgrounds, different industry experience, different soft skills, different levels of expertise, different economic situations, AI can really hone in on, with a manager on what they have, what they are missing, and the skills, the traits, the experiences, which all inform this larger profile of what the team needs to get to the next level. AI can help do that. When we're talking about employee referrals, or we're looking at retention, AI can play a really meaningful role in sort of slicing and dicing the types of people and the attributes of people who stay and leave, which could allow management teams and HR teams to really dig into what's taking place in the environment that is attracting our best people, or the workers that we want more of, and where are we losing really key staff, where are they going, and why are they leaving, and what opportunities are not present within the confines of our own offices that force people to look to the outside. So it's not just about the technology or the technological infrastructure of AI. It's about how people can intelligently and strategically use AI to get better, clearer answers on how they can be more efficient and to accomplish more that they want to accomplish. And then maybe most importantly, Francisco, it's about using that information to change behavior in a way that makes people stronger, teams stronger, and organizations better.
Indeed. That's one of the main reasons why we actually got so passionate about AI from my personal life, was to almost inject it's not just the rationality of the artificial side of the business, but also the emotion and the EQ that you can actually propel with the power of artificial intelligence. Now,
right.
People want to learn more about the Human Rights Watch. What's the best way to approach your organization?
Yeah, so our website, www.hrw.org, is the best place to read about all of the places in the world we're positioned, all the places in the world we're reporting on, all of the key issues happening around the globe that our outstanding colleagues are reporting on, researching, and advocating for. It is it's a difficult and uncertain time in the world, wherever you happen to be, and as an ambulance just comes through. But there are organizations like Human Rights Watch and our partners in the humanitarian ecosystem who are doing our very best each and every day to leave the world a little bit better than we arrived, and that's certainly something that we're accomplishing at Human Rights Watch.
So thank you very much for your contribution, and definitely for the work of your organization.
Thank you, Francisco. It's good to see you.